here's what I would do with the translator infestation. Let's not have this go 11 minutes. First off, 929 translator in Austin needs to shut off. That's interfering with 929 out of Waco and KROM San Antonio. 95.1 translator in Austin needs to be directional and gear away from Bryan College Station and needs to drop off after you get to Cedar Park down to should go from south of Cedar Park down to San Lenin, which is a little tiny community in Austin. 963, what would I do with that? What I would do with 963, hang on, I'll get to 95.9, is I would take 963 KJFK out of Llano, put that on the 1900-foot stick, tower, transmitter, stick, antenna, whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't have to be fully 1900 feet. It doesn't have to be fully 100,000 watts. It could just be on there, and it could be an Austin move-in. The fake 963 translator in Austin, which is also owned by the same people that own KJFK, that needs to go away. That translator needs to go away. There was a reason why the fake 963 translator that was on my intercom, which I'll discuss that in a little bit, moved to 95.9 because they actually cared about the Giddings interference, the interference that KGIT was experiencing from Giddings. With that signed on. Next, just completely obliterate 97.5 translator in Austin. That's interfering with KWTX. And apparently it goes all the way down to New Braunfels, especially in the car radio. So that's probably interfering with KJ 97 and KZAR 90. KJ 97 is on 97.3. And also interfering with KZAR 97.7. I think it's licensed to McQueenie. We'll just say east of San Antonio somewhere. It also basically interfering with KWTX in Waco. I've known 97.5 out of Waco since 1994. I met them at Heartland Bank when my mother was getting some money out of the ATM back in 1994. KRXT needs to jettison, as well as KBBT out of San Antonio. KRXT, Rockdale, KBBT, Short San Antonio needs to get rid of 98.5 translator in Austin. Massive interference. I've heard the KRXT station has moved their office business to Taylor, where they're getting a lot of interference right now, which is a smart thing. Let's see if I can. Oh, that looks fine. Hey, look, you can see my room. Hello there. Let me see here. That's better. Oh, wow. I'm actually visible now. So, 99's, 997 could be a real station, especially seeing as the Hallettsville Yoakum station got booted off the air. They got their license taken off. What they could do is move 99.9 out of Waco down to Austin, shut off 100.1 out of Austin, shut off 997 translator out of Austin, shut off the 99.9 in San Marcos. That's a translator as well, and you can have 999 out of Waco run a full 100,000 watts. Next, 100.3 KBBW translator in Georgetown was supposed to move to 94.3. I don't know why it has not moved to 94.3, but anyway, it shouldn't even exist in the first place. It's so short-spaced. Free KLOL out of Houston and Kona 101.1 out of San Antonio from that annoying translator in Austin. That's causing interference. As for 101.9 out of Austin or in Round Rock, those two translators, they both need to go. What could happen is Town Square Media buys KACQ 101.9 out of Lomita, Lampasas. Lomita is just a little bit northwest of Lampasas. Town Square can then move KLTD to 1019 and strengthen its signal and cover the southern side of Georgetown all the way up to Waco if they move to 1019. They probably have to be careful. I think it's KBXT out of Franklin, Bryan College Station, but I think it could still work. If they move, they can move to that 1900-foot tower stick in Bergstrom. Just a suggestion. Also, the two fake 103.1s, KDRP, low power in Dripping Springs, and the 103.1 Translator in Austin, those need to go. Maybe 103.3 KWBU needs to just say goodbye and allow KSSM to upgrade their signal. Just a thought, because I hear they're up for sale anyway. So, also 105.3, I get rid of that translator. Jettison, just goodbye for the second time. Intercom was kind enough to shut it off because of interference at first before Bob Cole hijacked the frequency once again. And shut off the fake 105.1 in Round Rock. That's a translator. It's a massive interference maker for KMIL. What KMIL could do is move to the Waco Temple area. They can take M&M Broadcasting, what they're owned by now, out of Waco and in Cameron, and fuse to be one big station on 105.1. They just need to shut off that A-class signal on 104.9. That's not going to give them a lot of signal boost. That's probably why they bought KMIL out of Cameron. Maybe they're planning something. Maybe they're planning to move it. Just like KRXT. I wonder if KRXT, now Cowboy Media, will actually do something interesting and try to get rid of that annoying 985 translator. Maybe we can finally kiss the 105.3 and 105.1 translator goodbye eventually. And we also need to kiss the 106.5 translator in Austin goodbye as well, because that's interfering with KHUK. I think 106.7 KGTN LP needs to be relocated to A7.7. KHUK needs a lot of help. And 106.1 translator in Burnett, that needs to go bye-bye as well. I would take 107.7 out of Austin, have Univision buy 107.9 out of Waco, and relocate 107.7 to be a Waco Temple station, because they can't really do well in the ratings in Austin because they don't have a very good, by the way, that was my chest that popped. They don't have a good signal for Austin. They mainly cover just Salado down to Pflugerville, which is a bit north of Austin. They can come in a little bit into like the Austin area, but not too much. That's why the ratings are always so bad. Maybe they need to relocate somewhere else. They could buy 107.9 out of Waco and relocate to maybe either stay on 107.9 or move to 107.7 and put the tower in Temple, and it can just be a Temple Waco move-in. So in any case, don't want this video to go on too long. What are your thoughts? These translators go too far anyway. And I've heard translators all the way to Temple in Austin. Austin translators go all the way to Temple down to like New Braunfels. I've heard translators go all the way to Giddings on 290. That's inexcusable. I've heard translators go a little bit past Marble Falls. Yeah, these stations are running way too much power. Talk to you guys later. I'm Robert from Highman ZXC. Bye.